my love for the ocean, I would be long gone by now. It's some kind of devotion that brings me down. That without my love for the ocean, I would be nowhere.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Oh, Martina. I hid your chair outside and Martina's reset the room and has brought it back.
Is that why you were giggling to
Yeah.
yourself because you hid my chair?
Yeah, I threw it out.
That's so mean.
Patrick.
Patrick is being mean.
Thanks, Patrick. Oh, I just realized I'm wearing headphones.
Why would you do such a thing?
Here you are.
Thank you. Oh, no, I can't see chat yet. I'm navigating my way.
Can't see chat yet.
No, I'm on my way.
You're on your way.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Here we are. I can see now.
What's happening?
Hey guys.
Are we just chilling?
You replaced me with a sub box. I can speak.
Yeah.
Patrick, was this you? How dare you? You're on his side. You're on
What's
his
the
side.
difference? What's the difference?
Between me and a sub box.
Yeah. You're both the gift that keeps on giving.
Aww. I mean, I'm still mad.
So mad. But now you're higher up.
I am.
Don't you like that?
I like it up here. This is where us birds belong, in the sky.
Maybe you should
in the
have
great beyond.
the window behind you. I'm in the sky.
Not like me though. I'm taller. I'm
Yeah, but
higher.
I'm literally in the sky.
No.
Don't hassle me.
No.
My place.
No.
My rightful place.
Get out.
Yep. How are you all doing?
Yeah. How's everybody?
We got a couple more Animorning challenge submissions in here. I didn't pick the kaiju footage. Yeah, I'll do that.
What did you do to make Swift mad? You did nothing. You precious little peach. It was all Doig. As always, it was all Doig.
Yeah, I'll take the credit.
Everything's Doig's fault.
What did I do? What am I being credited for? I want credit.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, you know when you sit and you slide and then you jump and everything breaks. You know that.
You sit and slide and you jump.
You know when you sit and you slide and you jump and everything
this.
breaks.
Mm.
Yeah. Answer, you're working and lurking before bed. Awesome. I hope it's going well. Hey, Doig.
Yeah.
Answer's taking part in a competition
Oh.
where you draw a Pokemon card.
Oh.
And it's for the Pokemon Trading Card Game Company. And if they like your drawing, then they'll have you do some card art for them. How cool is that? I don't know if that's what she's working on right now, but what an awesome competition, right?
I think the concept of it is cool, but I feel like these art competitions are always just kind of like
Looking for people to hire.
yeah. But they'll get a whole bunch of free stuff. Usually, if you see these competitions, you read the fine print because usually it goes like, "We own your art, whatever you submit."
You can now own your soul.
It's like, just be careful. But you know what? If you love making Pokemon cards and you want to make more Pokemon cards, and just go for it.
It's the type of competition that I would completely I'd geek out over. Like if I'd known in time, I would have done something for it maybe.
Yeah, it's kind
I
of like
remember when I was a kid,
spec work.
there was a competition on CBBC, and it was like you design your own cloud card for Cardcaptor Sakura, and if you win, you get to go to Japan and have a tour around the animation studio.
Are you serious?
And I went berserk, and I did my best, and I didn't win. But I did it because I was like, this competition was built for me. It's destiny. I have to win. And then I didn't. That's okay though. I hope whoever did win had a great time.
A whole flight over to Japan. That's crazy.
Yeah, to see the animation studio. I was like, I am the person who will appreciate this.
Did you write that in the letter?
No.
In your submission?
I think my dad helped me write the letter, and the letter was like, I want to be an animator. I love Cardcaptor Sakura. But I wonder who did win.
How old were you?
10?
Oh.
10 or 11?
Oh.
What is this?
Patrick
Patrick!
being crazy.
Patrick, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Patrick, thank you. Congratulations to Sabst Drabut, the protagonist, Stitched Heart, Goon124, and Sabido.
Oh, hey, Palbro. I found a Palbro.
This is Salma says, I'm an adult and I collect Pokemon cards. I would love a Swift trading card game set. Maybe I'll make one. Who knows? Maybe I'll make one. I've always wanted to. I'd love to do my own tarot deck, but I get intimidated by how many cards there are. And I've seen some artists who have already done incredible ones, and I'm like, you know what? That's cool just the way it is.
I'm gonna go find the gift.
I still have a bunch of Pokemon cards from when I used to play. I'm no good at collecting things is the problem. I'm very good at amassing things, but not very good at collecting things. Because, like with my Pokemon cards, I, collected them, but I really wanted to get them to play with. So they're all in really bad condition because I was using them all the time. Even though I had card sleeves, That's why I'm no good at collecting things.
So I finally had it. Mm.
He can't get away.
Unhand me, demon.
Never. I'm rolling you like a Katamari ball.
Wow,
Hold on, do it again.
No.
Do it again. Do it again. Katamari! Yeah! Alright, there you go.
I did it. I got them all.
Yeah, they're called Well Loved. That's right, Palbro.
The Lonely Rolling Star.
I still have a bunch of well-loved Pokemon cards. I wonder if I could use them in some kind of craft project. I have a bunch of shinies as well. I need to remember where they are. I think at some point I repurposed the folder there and to put in
Netrunner.
D&D spell cards.
Oh, gotcha.
So, wait, who sent us Valley Dweller? Thank you so much for the bits.
Thanks, dude.
I was like, I have something stuck to my face. Thank you. So how's everyone doing in chat today? I haven't even asked y'all yet.
Winning.
You could totally go for some cheesecake right now. Don't, you're making me hungry. No.
Don't make her hungry. You don't like her when she's hungry.
No. So what's the main difference between bits and subs? Bits are shiny and purple. And subs are boxes. In terms of actual functionality, I don't know.
Oh, you mean... Well, I can explain. So, a gift is a gift subscription is a subscription to us. So you give to someone else the ability to use emotes, and have the little sandwich icon on chat, and then they can choose whether they want to continue that later. And part of the money that you spend on the gift goes towards us, and part of the money goes towards Twitch. Bits is a currency on Twitch that when you buy them, at the time that you buy them, you give Twitch a part of that money, but it means that there's no transaction fees involved in distributing those bits. So it's a way to get around having extortionate transaction fees on small amounts that Twitch could take a cut of. So 100 bits is $1, and when you gift 100 bits to a streamer, they get that $1.
And how much does 100 bits cost you?
Like $1.10 or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for the explanation. I heard the Yu-Gi-Oh! Free-to-play game was
But if you
pretty
just
fun.
want to throw money at us, the coffee link is the best.
Yeah, then Twitch doesn't get any of it.
Mm-mm.
Sorry, Twitch. Sorry, Amazon. Ooh. Ooh. Thank you very much. Hey.
But we don't have
Pat,
anything.
thanks so much.
We don't have anything fun that happens when the coffee link goes.
Thank you for the 100 bits. Yet.
But I'm working on it.
We're trying to get some stuff.
If I can figure out how to get webhooks working, we're golden, because then I can hook it into anything.
Is it just super hard and tricky?
Oh, apparently Twitch's official stance is that bits are not a currency. They presumably need to insist upon this to avoid some sort of currency regulation. Yeah, I guess it's a transport means.
They're not a currency. They just turn into one when they're in our account.
Yeah. There's no exchange rate.
Wait, is this something that Martinez baked? Is that Madeira cake? I even love Madeira cakes.
You love Madeira?
Madeira cakes are like the absolute bomb.
Madeira me.
You've had one before, I think.
Oh, yeah. 100 bits is $1.6. There you are.
What is it? What is it, Martina? If it's not a Madeira cake, what could it be?
Or is DLLS something else?
Condensed milk cake! Shit, that sounds real good. Sounds even better. Oh, is it good? I need to learn how to make that. I also want cake now. I've just had some brioche, so I shouldn't be hungry. Yet here I am.
Yet here you are. Do I still have juice in this mug?
Did we see that you did a feedback passage, Adam? No, I didn't. That's awesome. I'm glad that you managed to apply the feedback. How do you feel about it? Have you tried boiled condensed milk? No. How does that work? You just heat it up. Is that it? Is that it? Just hot condensed milk? I tried some condensed milk and I really liked it, but it was also a bit too sweet for me.
Oh, Chromail.
By itself.
Chromail says, art commission etiquette question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I commissioned a drawing and the artist sent me a very rough pose sketch and then the finished piece. But I would have liked to make changes to it before it was done. And they charge extra for any changes made after it is done. Should I still try to ask for changes since they never gave me a chance? Or cut my losses since it'll cost more?
That's tough.
How long between them sending the sketch and the final?
Or did you give them feedback between the sketch and the final? Is it like you couldn't have given them the feedback that you want to give them on the final because the feedback is like colour stuff or the way they've inked a certain thing?
Did they give you any time between the sketch and the final?
I think it sounds like they did from the text, but yeah, let us know.
Oh, the sketch was just the pose, so like you were like, yeah, I agree to the pose.
Mm-hmm. And then the actual changes that you want made is like the way it's been drawn. So do they say like in their commission thing that they only allow one round of feedback? Yeah, that's rough. I think if you're doing commissions as an artist, I think it's good etiquette to allow the person you're doing it for like 2 rounds of changes, one when it's very rough and one when it's closer to finished, so that they can let you know on things like color changes or like little details that you might have added.
Yeah, it sounds like they're not accounting for client feedback in their process.
Yeah, I think you could ask them tentatively, but just be careful that you don't like kick the hornet's nest, as it were. But I think you could say, hey, there are a couple of things like I'd really like changed that I didn't really get a chance to give you feedback on because they didn't exist when you last sent me any progress on it. Like, would it be okay to have those as a round of feedback in this process, or will you charge me extra for them? Yeah, I think it might be best just to ask. Just don't make it sound like you'd be annoyed if they charged you for it. But I do think that's their bad, I think that as an artist, you should give your client the chance to give a round of feedback when it's like 90% there.
Yeah, if it's a change if it's a big change, then they're not going to be really accommodating later.
That's true. It does depend how big the change is.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say see if they have any rules or anything like that stated up front that you'd be contradicting, because if they've got it on their commission thing, then they've stated how their process works up front, and while it's not very accommodating the client, it's kind of like that's how they go. I mean,
night, Pat. I mean, that's true, but also, even though they say, hey, I don't allow feedback after it's done, there was really no way to tell like that they were just going to send the finished thing straight after the sketch out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, I think there was probably an assumption there that there would be like a stage between that you'd get to see. Like,
for commissions, it's part of their job to make sure that you're content with what you have, and that's why the rounds of revisions are kind of they're there to make sure that they can give you what you want. If they don't have that, then they're just asking for trouble, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, how big are the changes that you'd want them to make? I think is the real big question. I think if it's a big change, then they're gonna probably charge you for it.
Pragna says, basically how I do it is rough out the pose, get approval, do a full sketch for expression details, get approval, and not allow any pose changes. Do line art, get approved on lines.
Yeah. I tend to send a sketch and then I'll send it like 90% done. In case there's anything they don't like, and then I'll go and neaten it up.
Anything that honestly is a ball ache after the fact, don't allow it.
Yeah. Like, really, like, the more... I'm not going to say the more you send, the better, but as an artist, it's good to keep people updated and keep sending things.
Sometimes the issue with not like non-artists commissioning artists is that sometimes non-artists can't see the mistakes until it's in the final, and that's when you're like, okay, well, this change will require a little bit more money, because like some people are just like they won't notice it until it's like done. That makes sense. At which point, you can just be like, well, at every stage along the way, you can be like, okay, I won't be making any pose changes, so if you want the pose changed, this is the time. Open, clear communication, transparency is king. When you're doing this.
I mean, it's you, Weeb, so I'm sure that what you sent them wasn't like too much. But I guess I'd question, like, if you sent a fair amount of detail of what you wanted and then they ignored some of the requests, like, whether some of the stuff was, like, untenable for them or something. It's possible they just forgot some of the stuff, which is, again, why it's good for them to send over a more complete version so you can be like, hey, you didn't include this thing that I asked for. Yeah, it sounds like overall you weren't really happy with the commission or the way it was done. I'd definitely say shoot your shot. I'd ask them if they would be happy doing the changes. Because you would have given them earlier, but you didn't realise these were changes that needed doing earlier because you couldn't see the stuff that you had a problem with yet. And then hopefully they won't charge you. And if they do charge you, then maybe just be like, I don't have the funds to pay for it right now, so I'll take it as is. Thanks. Yeah, you see, this is the way that you lose clients as an artist, is not communicating if there's a problem with something.
If we can ask, how much was the overall commission price, and what is it you asked for? I'm curious.
You want all the deets.
Well, I'm curious because, like, if it's a lower tier, if it's a lower amount, overall, then it might simply be because they're doing a lot of them that they're like they're missing stuff because you're commission 5 of 15 that they have or something.
Yeah, but also just let us know if you're not comfortable saying that's also fine. Save me from myself.
This is also why, like, if artists are charging low prices for commissions, the client artist like relationships that form on lower price commissions can be a bit more problematic, because often people who are paying less expect more. It's weird, I know, but
No, it's true. Like, normally, I think it's because people who are paying for larger commissions, the very fact that they're willing to pay that much for a commission shows that they respect the artist and they respect the art, and so they kind of understand the process a bit more.
But artists who are charging less for commissions, it means they have to take on more commissions, more work. It's more communication for them. It's more like there's a lot of crumbs to fall in the cracks in that case.
Okay, let's see. We got a Chromel from Panda Star who says, "Hi, I love your models and the fact that you're answering questions. Speaking of which, where'd you get the inspiration for the world?" It's very inspired by a game I love called Skies of Arcadia. Also, it's all basically from our noggins.
Is the rest of their artwork busty?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm just gonna read it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
read out Weebs just because this is like the ongoing conversation, so I want to make sure that people in the VODs are able to keep track.
Okay.
Weeb says, "I'm mostly just confused because I made the character quite busty, which I never asked for or gave any hint of. So it's not quite what I was expecting. It was $80 and they did tell me it was like their 5th commission of the week."
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah. I guess maybe they assumed that's what you'd want, even though you didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's 90% of the commissions they get, is people telling them to make the characters more busty. So they're like, I'm just gonna get in there before I get that note again.
Yeah. If the rest of their work is of busty characters, then it would make sense that this one would also be busty.
And then Sinister Something sent a Chromel and said, "Just wondering when the city clip for the next challenge will be posted. I'm super hyped for it. Probably either today or tomorrow, in the next couple of days, I think."
What was that? Just wondering when the clip for the next challenge.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was looking at a video yesterday that had good material in it. But I was asking Swifty whether we should provide like the whole clip because it's 70 minutes for you guys to pick from or decide ourselves. So I posted that question to like the group in our Discord.
Oh,
I
you
have yet
posted it to
check.
me and I just said, give them a small clip.
Yeah, but then I was like, oh, I'm going to need to watch through and find a clip.
Yeah, that's what everyone else is going to have to do if you...
Yeah, but like I feel like it was more pressure to pick a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's why people probably will want to do it.
Oh, but all right, okay, fine.
I mean, that's my vote. My vote is just pick a clip for people, rather than linking them to like an hour-long video and saying pick your own, because a lot of people also like won't have the capabilities to go and put it into a program and extract what they need for their animation software. Weeb says, "No, the art isn't pin-up or cheesecake style." Is that a thing? Cheesecake style?
Yeah.
Oh, there's plenty of their previous work that is not like that, which is why I was confused, because it seems really out of place. That is confusing, Weeb. That is confusing. Huh. I wonder why they ended up going so busty then. That is an odd and confusing thing to happen.
Has there always been a T-posing Sonic in the bookshelf?
For a while
For a
now.
little bit, yeah.
For a while. Since we met Onster. So he's been there about 5-6 months.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
What do you mean, oh dear? What's wrong with him?
The time is the oh dear.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Ah.
It's already been 6 months. It's weird, isn't it? can't believe it. We should hang out more and do more stuff together. I wish I wasn't so busy all the ding dang time.
I saw a
I
question.
feel like the reason I'm busy is because I'm slow at work. I need to get faster so that I have more free time and my work doesn't take up 99% of my day. Am I just slow? Am I just a slug?
Mm-mm.
I feel like I'm just a slug.
Mm-mm. You're not slow.
I feel like I am.
No.
I've seen other people work and they're very fast and I'm like, am I meant to have done that? I saw there was a tweet I saw on Twitter the other day, and it was a board artist saying, "Wow, do you action boarders have to do this all the time? Like, I just boarded an action sequence and it took me all day. Is this how long it normally takes?" Well, my heart goes out to action boarders, and I was like,
A day?
that sounds fast. It takes me like 3 days. Are you kidding me? It takes me weeks. I was like, maybe I'm just slow.
Yeah, but how long was their action board?
I don't know. It takes me ages. It takes me ages to think of what to do. And then it takes me ages to do it. Anyway, this isn't a stream about me being annoyed because I'm slow.
Yeah, but your action board sequence was like 6 to 7 to 8 minutes long.
Yeah, but I don't know how long that is. Like, that might be how long theirs is too. Who knows? Yeah, it's Swift's existential crisis. When someone posts something online, they're like, I can't believe this took me 10 minutes. And you're like, fucking what? What? 10 minutes? And then one in the comments like, yeah, it really does take that long.
Panda Star in the Chromel says, I've been trying to say this for ages.
Sorry.
I love your models and the fact that they're answering questions. Speaking of
I
which,
already read this one
where
out,
did you get the
Doig.
inspiration for this world? When?
I read this out like 10 minutes ago.
They sent this
I said a lot of it was...
6 minutes ago.
I read it out like 6 minutes ago. I said a lot of it was Skies of Arcadia, but also a lot of it came from our own noggins.
Oh, okay, fine, cool, awesome. I
You
missed that.
didn't listen to me. You didn't listen to me. Ow.
Dog show now.
Oh yeah, Doig, did you see?
What'd I see?
Apparently Blender's putting in storyboarding as one of the new updates.
Oh. Oh, cool.
I know some people who'll be happy. I want to learn it. That sounds awesome.
Doing something in mod chat might be useful. Oh, cool. So, potential kaiju footage. That's cool. Let's have a look.
Thanks.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn, son.
Some of my favorite board artists use really, really cool stuff in Blender, and I want to learn how to do it too. Zontrom says, "Hey, this looks so cute. What's this in? This is in Unity."
I feel a rising feeling.
It was all built by Doig here.
I'm feeling a rising feeling.
What's the feeling?
I'm feeling a rising feeling of frustration.
Why?
Can I voice it?
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Oh.
I'm tired of social media.
Maybe you should get off it.
Yeah. But no, I'm not. I'm tired of my personal use of social media. I'm tired of like trying to convince people that we're worth looking at.
Well,
You guys feel the same?
Stop. Who cares? Who cares?
Well, part of me
Stop.
obviously does. I put up a post yesterday. I wrote the Patreon post about the Mystic Crystal backgrounds. Here I go. I'm
Great
chilling
job,
again.
Doig.
Chilling. But then when I came to post it on Twitter, I was just like, I don't want to write like, oh, I wrote a post about Mystic Crystal backgrounds and you all should check it out. I was just like, fuck it, art, raw, done.
This is why people have social media managers. Though this is why people hire people to take care of that stuff for them, so they don't have to.
Oh.
So you just have a schedule where you're like, I'm gonna write this today, and then be like, that's done. And then I don't need to do anything because my social media manager is gonna take this thing and write a tweet for me. and post it.
Yeah. We got a comment as well, which I replied to, and it was someone. They're really nice. It was a really great comment. It was just like this should blow up. It was on your Sonic storyboards,
Aw,
and I was like, awesome, thank you.
that's
and then,
nice.
And then I said, well, the only way for that to happen is if you enjoy it, you share it with your friends. And they were like, I'll do that. And I was like, hey,
Aw.
yay.
That's so nice.
So I guess what I'm saying is, I give up. But in my give up, my rallying cry is, if you think we're cool,
Oh my gosh, here we go. No, Doig. Doig, stop.
help tell people
Hinkerpink's right, though.
on my dying breath. On my
Hink-
dying breath.
Don't die.
My dying breath.
Don't die.
I give up.
Don't die. Hinkerpink's right, though. It is a whole ass job. And I think all artists and craftspeople experience this. Musicians too, I think. A lot of people who are doing like small arts experience this, where you really have to you have to be the artist and the manager and the producer and the social media manager all at once. So day to day you're doing like 4 jobs at the same time. And it's tiring. It's super tiring.
Look for a social media manager and pay them.
It's an investment.
Oh,
Maybe one day.
maybe one day.
I'd want to be in our own place first, simply because I want to know exactly how much money we have every month to spend on stuff. I suspect we won't have enough to pay another person, but
Not on a
not on
full-time
one
basis
person's
like
pay.
that. Yeah. Pay them in jellycats. I just wanted to put that. I know this is like, oh gosh, he's telling us and all the pressures and blah, blah, blah. I just need to get it out of my head so that I don't have that like a jellycat swelling in my brain. But I know. I'm doing the whole thing again.
Yeah.
I'm done. We got Animorning challenge things to review.
We do. Let me get it up, and then we can hop over. One sec. Just looking.
I'm just saying, I'm tired of the game. I'm tired of the game. The game that social media expects us to play. With their algorithms. And all that.
You playing Twitter.
Yeah, part of me is just like, stop it. Like, I put out a tweet which was like, Twitter challenge. Only react to things that, like, comment and
I like that
retweet and
tweet,
stuff
Doig.
that you react to positively. Because I'm fucking tired of the things that get the most engagement is the things that
Make people angry.
people are angry about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you have these hot takes where people are like, oh shit, here we go now. And it's like this other artist over here is like, I made this drawing today. And people are like, who fucking cares? Look at this thing.
I think people sometimes use Twitter to vent. I think there's a lot of people on there for whom it's a vent platform.
I like that the hypocrisy is I'm annoyed about this. I'm
This is
annoyed
you
about people
ranting
being
about it.
annoyed. Yeah. I'm just gonna stop now. Oh, I'm done.
Okay, Doug. It's relatable. I think it's okay to complain about people complaining.
Is it?
Yeah. Like,
I'm intolerant of the intolerant.
I do feel like a lot of the stuff on there is super negative. And I'm not saying everyone has to be falsely positive. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people like me go there for escapism, to take a break from work for 10 minutes. And when it's more mentally tiring than the work itself, it's like, oh geez. I depleted my energy by accident by reading about sexism for 10 minutes.
Just gonna stick my head through the floor.
Let's see. Oh, we got some crow mails. Hold on. Try and get. We try and get close so I can read them properly. Hold on. You know what? Let's switch over,
All right, here we are.
and now I'll be able to read it better because I'll be able to come right up to a screen. Why not both? I have a clip for people to use and link to the full length thing if possible. If people wanted to grab their own clip, you could do that. A good idea.
What's the other one say?
Librea says, I get that social media can be important to advertise yourselves, but also don't forget that social media is a hellhole full of miserable people looking to be miserable. Just post what makes you happy. It's not worth investing your soul in. It gives you the big sad.
Yeah.
Thanks, Librea. It's true. It's a truth. Universally acknowledged. That any person with a Twitter must be in want of getting off Twitter and not using it again. Like, I love Twitter when it's just like a bunch of really cool art. But
Yeah.
but I don't think I quite put the pressure on it that you do for myself.
You don't. You have you just retweet things you like, and then you get
I
out.
things I like. Sometimes I tweet things I make, and I try not to like care how many likes I get, and I don't tend to go on there for news or anything. I don't tend to try and promote myself a lot through there or anything. It's a recreational thing. Oh.
I guess of the two of us, I'm your social media manager.
You definitely are. I only post things about business when you make me do it.
The most annoying thing is it's because Swifty limits her feed to just like cool stuff, and by cool stuff, just work that she shared or like retweeting stuff. It means that like of the two of us, her reach is greater. Bah.
Yeah, it's almost like by not caring and just doing the things you like, you do better.
I'm still learning this lesson.
Yeah, maybe you should stop caring so much. I do appreciate you though. I think that
Can show that, nope.
Even though I don't do a lot of it, I do think that stuff you've been doing the last year has helped the channel and stuff grow.
I think
you should be proud of that.
More video and of like what I'm doing dev wise. Maybe I'll start posting dev stuff on my own.
I don't actually think people are gonna. Okay, I mean this in the kindest possible way.
No one's gonna care.
I mean this is. I realize halfway through saying it, sometimes I say things that I mean lovingly, but then everyone gasps around me, and I realize that I've stepped into a social faux pas and said something really harsh and mean without meaning to.
A social faux pas?
A social sopa.
That's okay.
So this is another instance of me saying something that's going to sound really, really mean, but I don't mean it in a mean way. In the nicest possible way, I don't think anyone's going to care if you post dev stuff on Twitter. I think what people want to see on Twitter is the funny, cute characters doing funny, cute things. I think if you've got dev stuff you want to post it on the Ko-fi or on the Patreon.
Okay.
Like, Thor's been doing a cool thing recently.
What are you doing?
He's been posting some clips on YouTube, but the clips he posts aren't, here's me doing a dev thing. The clips he posts are, here's me saying something very salient and, like, motivating about the process of making things.
Oh, yeah, I do that sometimes.
Yeah, because he knows that people aren't going to be like, oh, what's he doing with this code now? But people are going to want to hear, like, you can totally do it. You can make your own thing. You just have to believe in yourself enough.
Yeah, okay.
So, as much as I think your code is super cool and amazing, I don't think it'll get the engagement you want it to.
When I said dev stuff, I meant like posting a video of the raid happening, that sort of thing. Not the code.
I think if something funny happens in the raid, that's even better.
Yeah, okay. Not just the raid itself.
Yeah, but you just posting a gun going off and being like, I made a gun, isn't as fun as you chasing me around and shooting me with the gun.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know? That's all.
Oh yeah, I was gonna post the Bigger Bomba gun.
Do you want to un-NDA us?
Oh.
Disarmor, that happens to you too. Yeah, it's my bad. I'm trying to figure out when I'm doing it more, but sometimes I'm just saying stuff in a conversation and everyone will suddenly gasp and be like, whoa, harsh. And I'll be like, oh no, did I say something really mean? And then I'll think back and I'll be like, oh wow, I guess that was really mean of me to say. I just didn't think about it when I was saying it. It's a problem.
I know you enough to know that you're just being honest with me. I don't take that. Didn't take that to heart at all. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you're pretty much right.
It happens most to you. And I think it's because I'm comfortable enough to be honest with you. And sometimes I forget that other people maybe don't have that with their friends. And so when I'm super duper honest with you in front of people, they're like, oh my gosh, that was so mean. And I'm like, oh no, I didn't mean it in a mean way. I'm just being really brutally honest with my friend who knows me and knows that I don't mean it in a mean way.
It's all good. I have something else to say. I have something else to say.
Go on, say it while I drink my tea before we get into these last
All right.
couple of Animornings.
It feels like I'm using social media as a means to build meaningful bridges, connections between concepts and ideas. And I struggle. It's like I want it's like I want to like put down the drawbridge and let people into like the castle or something like that. It's like let me just explain it without metaphors. I want people to know like what the stuff that I've worked on. And I feel like there's certain parts, like I feel like on the Dog Swift Twitter, like people don't necessarily know. They know the cute bird and bear and that we're goofy, we're on Twitch and stuff, but I don't know how many of the people that know us on Twitter know that like all of the past projects we're currently working on, because we don't really talk about it. And that gets me like antsy, you know? Because I feel like if more people did know that, then maybe there would be more appeal or something.
I think that you put too much importance on past projects we've done and not enough importance on what we're doing now.
Yeah, I live in the past.
Like, you think that if everyone knew that we made Starlight Brigade and Night Runner, that suddenly we get a bunch more people. And you might be right, but I don't want to always be harping on about that thing we made 3 years ago. I want to be making...
but I feel like at the time we didn't harp on enough about it.
Well,
so
then we'll learn from that in the future.
Like we kind of took a step back and be like, oh, you know, like it was Knights, and we kind of try to push Knights forward. I think as much as we pushed Knights forward, we didn't. I don't know if we pushed ourselves.
Well, that's
enough.
something for us to learn in the future then, I think. But I don't think the solution is for us to retroactively talk forever about it.
They're saying harp on about our comic now. I feel like we're doing that now.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
if you in a year are like, girl in the glim, I'm going to be annoyed. Because I'm going to be like, at the time when we were meant to be pushing Girl in the Glim, you kept talking about how you wanted everyone to know we were doing Starlight and Night Runner.
Yeah, you're right.
Instead,
right. Okay, yeah.
Like, you gotta let them go. Like, we made those cool things. We can make cool things like that again. You know?
Yeah.
But I honestly think if this is what we're doing right now, this is what you want to push. Because this is what people are going to see if they come to the stream.
Maybe I just feel like it'd be easier to push the new stuff if people know, like for instance, if okay, this is a bad for instance. Never mind.
Well, then if it's a bad example, I'm afraid.
I just feel like if you're building a new rocket, then the rocket fuel for propelling the new rocket is kind of based on like the past rocket.
No, this is a really bad metaphor.
Well, like to give you like the thrust into the stratosphere, like people, you build trust with people with your past projects, and if people don't link your current projects to your last projects, then you're kind of trying to build that trust all over again and over again and
That's
over
fine.
again, and it's fine with you, but I'm just like, oh, I'm tired of making shit. I just want to be recognized for what I already did.
That's
Because
the
I
thing,
spent
Doig.
so many years toiling in a dungeon,
That's
strapped
the
to
thing.
a wall.
That's the thing, Doig, is I don't want to sit down and be like, I just want to be recognized for what I already did.
Yeah,
I want to push forward and make new stuff. Like, I'm not ready to effing retire.
Me neither. No, you dude. I'm
You know?
that's
But
the
that's the thing is, I think you're always looking for the thing that's going to thrust you into the stratosphere. I don't think that thing exists, Doig.
Okay.
Like, some people get lucky, and that's it. All that matters is that you're making stuff that you enjoy right now. You keep looking for the ladder up the mountain. There's not a ladder. There's no elevator. There's just not. You can't count on it appearing.
Okay. But I feel better now.
You just wanted to vent.
Yeah. If my antlers could steam, they would be. We've got a couple of chromels.
Let's do it.
Dog,
Onster says India has to become the president of Sonic. It's true, I do.
Dog, don't forget, besides your past projects, you also have your current charm. I got here due to what your stream looks like and what you as people are like, because you yourself are entertaining. So if you get so many people who know you from here before your past work, they still know you. That's true. That's true. Thank you. Thank you, Party Arty.
Labray says, to be honest, if I hadn't gotten into VTubers and being raids and you weren't streaming, I'd never have seen you guys, would never know you did Start Brigade and wouldn't have pre-ordered your book. It's like your snowballs. It's all little snowballs coming together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's...
You should be super proud of what you're doing right now. And you should shout about it. Like Starlight Brigade and Night Runner Magnum Bullets are beautiful, wonderful projects that I enjoy doing and I love. But I think we need to stop trying to rely on them to pull people in. Like, we're going to make new stuff and hopefully it'll be even better than those projects because we'll keep learning and making, you know, cool and newer stuff as we go.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a one-trick pony. I don't want to be always known for that one thing.
Okay. Yeah, you want to strive forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not to say I don't love and appreciate those projects. I absolutely do. They're like super special to me, and they always will be.
I just feel like with like maybe it's kind of the thing where, you know, like small butts, small
Small butts, yeah.
Yeah. When I say that, you think of the animations that they worked on.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, cool, Batman, Spider-Man, the later Alligator, all the like short commission stuff they done, and all the things. I feel like when people say Dog and Swift, they don't have that long kind of
but
like,
Doig,
oh, this,
that's because that's not what we do. Like,
no, but it is what I did.
Listen, people think of Small Boo. When people think of Small Boo, they think of animation because that's all Small Boo do. Small Boo don't stream every day with little bird and bear avatars. What Small Boo do is they are quiet for months and months and months, and then they'll post something they've made. And the reason they can do that is because they make that stuff full time. We work full time. We can't make our own stuff all the time. We're just in a different situation. We stream every day, you know, and we make stuff when we have breaks, and we make stuff outside of work. But we can't produce as many small animations as Small Boo because we're both working full time on other stuff.
All right.
It's just a very different situation. It's like saying, why can't we put out as much stuff as Worthy Kids? And it's like, well, because we're not doing that full time. It's a very different situation, you know? You can't judge yourself based on that.
Yeah, okay. Like,
know?
I'm done. I got it out of my system.
Hold on, I'm going to read some chromels. Psycho says, to be fair, we all chose a career where we're going to be the names no one reads while waiting for the end credits. Your peers know what you've done and can acknowledge that, but your everyman will never recognise any of us. And we should take comfort in the fact that we can keep moving forward because of it. And Silemus says, the reverse is also true. You build trust with your old projects, but new people are interested in what you're making now. I'm interested in your previous work because I noticed what you were doing right now is cool. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry for this taking up time.
People know us for the bird and the bear, and that's because of what you've built right now. It's super cool. You know? And maybe in the future we'll have some time to work on our own projects more, and people will know us more for that.
Yeah.
But we are very different to Small Boo. We're just nowhere near the same situation, so you can't look at one or the other and say, why aren't these two things the same?
I think it's times where like
Palbro says thanks for making me.
You're welcome, Palbro.
That's so cute.
I think it's in instances where people say like things like, oh, I had no idea you. I hear that, and I hear like there's something I've done poorly because they didn't know that. That's what I hear in my head. I need to get rid of that. I'm just like, oh, cool, yeah. Come in. Hello, bye. Not bye. Just hello and bye to that thought. Kurzik, no.
Thank you, Father. Wait, what was that, Doig?
What?
That you just said?
I need to get rid of that thought.
Which thought?
Oh, when someone comes in, they're like, oh, I had no idea you did this. I'm like, well, if you had no idea of that, but you've known us for like a certain amount of time, then I feel like I've fallen down somewhere.
Doig, you haven't.
But yeah, that's it. That's just like, that's what I hear in my head of like, you didn't let them know in a good way that information.
Like when you realise that Fortiche who animated Arcane, you go to their website because you're like, oh, they animated Arcane, they're so good, and then you see everything from your like childhood on there, and you're like, you did all of this! What the heck?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think you worry too much, Doig. That's my assessment of you overall. You worry too much. Just take a load off, relax, don't worry about it.
I worry that I don't worry enough.
You worry you worry too much. Just relax.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Okay, let's do the reviews.
Okay.
I'll set the timer.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Don't worry. We'll make cool stuff in the future, and then you can shout about that. So, for anyone who's unaware, the Animorning challenge that we're looking at was to have a letter the character had just received and have the character reacting to the letter. So it was an acting challenge. The letter could have good news or bad news, and you could choose. The protagonist says, "Proud of you, Doig." Onster says, "Don't worry, bear happy."
There you go.
Yeah.
Just smile through it.
And Let says, "We're all working hard, but there's always a bigger fish. You don't need to be a big fish to enjoy the water." Yeah. Fanac says, "You're fine, you little worrywart." Inkapink says, "Doig, you're a powerhouse."
I'm not.
You are. Kozek says, "For showing off past project stuff, maybe you could make a little section for it with clear pictures and links in the Twitch panels on your page. That way people see them when they scroll down. Also, you guys are cool." Kozek, that's a really good idea. We should do that. We should be like, stuff you might know us from, and just have it down there. Why haven't we done that before? We dumbasses.
Is that exactly that? There's the fucking good ideas that like take the pressure off of having to fucking say it and tweet about it, and it's that sort of stuff that I'm not thinking about.
Wow, the switch in expression is so terrifying. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. That reminds me of when Declan was like, you should pin your pre-order links to your profile for Garden of Gloom, and I was like, oh, that's an amazing idea.
I'm gonna be down here from now on.
No, that's great, Doig. This is good. This is good news. Now we have a partial solution, right? Oh, I have Marge hair. Doig, look at me.
You're beautiful.
I have Marge hair.
How did you get 20 more than me already?
Obi.
No.
How did I get 20 more? Because I'm epic. Because I'm an epic gamer, Doig. You should know this about me. I am an epic gamer. Don't worry, Doig. I'll be your umbrella and keep the bits off you.
I almost made a tweet. I think I almost made a tweet that was just like, just in case you didn't know, as well as being the bird and the bear, we worked on this stuff. That's like, I'm always on the cusp of that tweet.
Doig, stop caring. This is your instruction. Stop caring.
Benevolent Knight, thank you for continuing the gift sub that you got from Patrick.
Thank you. Who sent in these bits? Let me thank you.
Jedi support.
Jedi Superpunk. Superpunk. Whoa. And Sergeant Zaina, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Thank you, guys. That's really cool of you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, more bits.
I'm not venting for bits. Stop it. Stop it. Relax. Chill.
Kasama, thank you so much
Chill.
for the 100 bits.
Thank you, but chill. It's okay. I'm okay. I just need to get that feeling out.
He's not. He needs more bits.
No. What? You're the...
Have we switched personalities? I said it because I knew that it'd be really obvious it was a joke. The surprise in your face to hear me say such a thing was 100% worth saying it. You don't know what to do with yourself now, do you? Everything's turned upside down. Sergeant Zaina, thank you for the 25 more bits. And the protagonist, thank you for 100 bits. Oh my gosh, I was actually joking, guys. It's really okay. Jeez, thank you so much.
Chill.
Psycho says sulk more. Bray just gifted 5 subs. The Sama sent 100 bits. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that.
Stop encouraging this behavior.
I can't believe that Doug's existential crisis has caused a hype train. You guys are bonkers. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. I really do think you need to just forget about it. Stop caring as much and have fun, Doug.
If only there was some sort of channel trailer you already had that showed off what you did that you could put as a pinned tweet.
You know, speaking of the channel trailer.
I was working on the channel trailer.
Yeah, speaking of the channel trailer, I'd love it if that thing was done at some point in the next 5 years. You see, that's the moment when I realised what I said was really mean. But I didn't mean it in a really mean way. It was meant to be a joke. I'm sorry, Doug. Are you okay? You've turned into a crystallis.
I've become a glass case of my emotions.
I just meant it's been a long time. It'd be really great to get it done.
It's been like 8 months or something, huh?
I'm sorry for being a bench.
A bench. Yeah. I've worked on the trailer a bunch over the last over last week. So I'm gonna hit that again.
Oh my gosh, the song at 100 more bits. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pink gifted a sub. The Anger Bear art. Sergeant Zaina gifted a sub to Jim of the Gym. Oh my gosh, and Sergeant Zaina, thank you so much. I'm going back and making sure I get everything. Sinister Something subscribed. Thank you, Sinister Something. And Editor Everywhere gifted the subs to Nikki, Jailbroken, Wiggleworm 2, Tashika, and Trashfit. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Whoa, you got it.
Peridot Rose, thank you for the continued gift sub. And Hinkerpink says, it's important to realise you don't always have to be the only good idea human. We need to inspire and help each other. Individualism can hurt you a lot. You're not alone in this. And the Brayers gifted subs went to Wolves, Eel and Souvenir, Space Pope Trope to Trope, Paranoid F, and Beelzebolt. That's it, Doug. That's what you need to do. Sergeant Zaina, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Tailach. Tailach. Oh my gosh, that's so many, guys. This is it, Doug. You need to just let go. Let go. It's all okay.
Let go.
It's all gonna be okay.
I need help.
You need to go into like a self-containment chamber away from Twitter and everything and just you know what? Maybe I should be like no Twitter for the rest of the week. You. Yeah. I mean, unless you really want to go on Twitter, in which case I won't do that.
I don't need to go on Twitter, but if I need to post something, maybe I just post.
What would you need to
something.
post?
The kaiju footage thing.
That is true. We do need to post that.
Maybe you should post that.
Oh.
For once. Miss, I want to do the Animorning challenge and make it kaiju.
Oh,
I was like, oh, Swifty, I
bits.
found this footage. Maybe I'll just link this to them. No, don't just link them. Pick a clip. And I'm like, oh, do you want to pick a clip? And she was like, no.
Well, it's because I'm on a deadline right now.
We're all on a deadline.
All the
Everyone's on a
time.
deadline.
I know what my deadline is. It's for today, and then another one for Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair then. All right, let's do this challenge thing. Stop obscuring the screen with bits. Gotta look at this animation now.
Thank you so much for the bits, you guys. You're amazing.
Yeah, thank
Willem,
you.
thank you for the 100 bits. I'm just gonna check I haven't missed any. Sergeant Zaina, 245 bits. Thank you so much. Sama redeemed good luck money hole. May good luck follow you all today. Have a great lucky day.
If anyone wants to help me brainstorm ways that are like passive ways of people like making those mental connections back to us, let me know.
Well, I think that putting things down there is a super good idea. But I think you worry too much about it. The takeaway from this isn't, hey, help me figure out how to do that thing you told me not to worry about doing anymore. The takeaway is stop worrying about it so much.
This is how much my head is full of worry.
No. Listen.
Okay, it's gone now.
Yeah, listen. It's... I don't know what else I could say to you that I haven't already said.
What?
Sasha Zaina, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Basilimus, Mika185, Moody Blues, One of Millions, and Dino Shaded. Thank you!
I think I do this. I think I go through cycles though. I think I worry about something when I'm actually worried about something else. So I'm probably worried about Glim again. That's probably what this is. Oh,
yeah,
I figured it out.
Take
Shit.
all the worry that you have for people not connecting us to Starlight Brigade, and instead put that worry towards promoting Glim instead.
Okay.
Put it towards something constructive, you know?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
We should put Glim in our channel trailer more prominently.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go and do the Animorning challenge reviews now.
Okay. Everybody,
good? We ready?
Sit back and relax. Time to
sit
learn.
Sit back, relax. So this is from our brave hero on Twitter, /the protagonist. I see you in chat. Hello. Choo choo. Thank you so much for submitting to the Animorning challenge. Here we go. Let's have a look. This is awesome. I like at the end how it looks like they've realized that someone is watching them. And they're like, oh shit, they're gonna get me.
They could also be imagining that the person that sent it to them. Sweet revenge.
No, this is great. Like, the acting is super fun and cartoony. You don't have stiff paper syndrome, which is great.
Are you calling out Kurzak?
No, it wasn't just Kurzak who had slightly stiff paper.
Okay. The career-ending trait. Now let me go find what else they said.
Yeah. Tell me what they said while I think of what feedback might be good.
It will take me a little bit to open up the forum. The protagonist, they said, first time submitting for Animorning challenge. I learned that 3 hours goes by faster than you think when you're trying to actually time out a quick personal project like this. Haha. I wouldn't say I had any struggles, but trying to force myself to not go in and clean up tiny errors I noticed after finishing was rough. Because I knew I'd go into perfectionist mode and just keep tweaking it until another few hours went by. The clicking submit knowing there's a couple of imperfections is the struggle. Anyway, thank you for doing these. They're neat. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for submitting. So let's see. In terms of feedback, tiny little nitpicks, like the hands changing position on the paper in terms of going from holding it mostly at the bottom to holding it mostly at the top. I think the main thing that I'm saying that I think could help you out is that I get the impression you're getting stuck in your poses too much and you're kind of scared to break out of them and move the character. Move the character with large movements that will distort the image a lot. And I think the best thing you can do is probably to try and break out of that a little bit and get some more poses in there. Like, for example, we have this little movement here where we go from looking at the paper to raising the head a little bit and scrumpling the paper. And I can see that you're putting the drag in here on the dress and the hair, but the movement's not really big enough to justify the kind of drag that you're using. But it could be if you brought the body into the movement more, I think. So things like this, where we have the ears go up, like bring the whole body into that movement. Figure out what the shoulders would do in this kind of emotion. What would the head do in this kind of emotion? If the ears and the eyes are opening, is the head going to raise up slightly too? It just feels quite static at the minute with, like, for example, just the forearms moving backwards here. For the forearms to move backwards, you'd need to hinge from the shoulder because everything is a chain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you start with the body or the pelvis or the back, and then you have the shoulder, then you have the elbow, then you have the wrist, then you have the hands and the fingers. So if the hands are pulling backwards here, then you need the elbow here to be moving backwards. And if the elbow is moving backwards, then that's going to be hinging from the shoulder, so the shoulder's going to move slightly. And just doing little things like that, they're small adjustments, but they will make your entire animation feel more organic and feel more realistic and more believable, I guess is the better word than realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like on this frame, I would probably, if they like the tension is increasing, which I'm sensing because of how they're scrumpling the paper, then you probably want them to bring their shoulders up a little bit more, and maybe even like lower their head down and tilt it a little bit. Because it feels like what you're doing is getting a nice drawing that you like and then being scared to break out of that drawing. But you gotta go for it, you gotta just dive into the pool. You want to get some appealing motion.
I've seen a good technique as well if you're wanting to keep a character on model and not so much on model, to preserve the volumes without kind of like having your lines kind of swim around, is you can translate your roughs and move the head down, but then if you re-ink over it, it'll add a level of life, but you're still using that kind of like that initial volume. That makes sense. Because I've seen in the past animators, like, they'll translate stuff around, kind of block out the movement, but then when it goes to clean up or inking it, they'll just redraw the line, or they'll move individual lines potentially, so it doesn't feel like it's the same shape moving around, but actually the drawing of the shape turning and moving in space.
Yeah, I made the head a little too small. Oh, the face a little too small in this one, but you can see what I'm going for at least instead. Yeah, I think the impression I get sometimes is that people don't really know how to move things, and so they try to hide behind the drawings a little bit. But the only way to learn how to move things is to go and just do it. And you've got to make your peace with the fact that sometimes it's, it might not look the way you want it the first 5 or 10 times you do it, but you'll start to understand the more you do of it, how it works. And then before you know it, you'll be flying. So the other note I would give for this is that I see the drag that you're putting on the dress and the hair and such, which I think is a really nice touch. But it does feel like it's kind of dragging in the opposite direction to the direction I'd expect it to be dragging, if that makes sense. Like, for example, here, it almost looks like you animated it in reverse. Because here, the dress goes from being here to kind of the character pulling upwards. But the way that it's flaring out makes it seem like it's traveling in this direction and dragging when in actual fact it's going in this direction. So it should be dragging the opposite way. Because the movement is being pulled up, it should be dragging down like this.
Does it feel like it's animating the settle before the motion? So like it feels like it's doing a settling motion, but that would come after it's been pulled up. That makes sense.
It doesn't. It feels like a dragging motion. Because there isn't a settle where it goes past a position then settles back. This looks like it's being dragged, but it's being dragged in the opposite way to the way it would be dragged. Like, this doesn't make sense if the character was moving to the right. It looks like maybe this pose was done and then this was just straight headed into, or sorry, it was in between into this pose. I suspect this was added on maybe afterwards. But yeah, the drag is in the opposite way, and I'd say the same thing for the hair. Where was it? Just here. So the character starts to raise their head up. And the drag again is going kind of backwards. So it will be dragging up this way if the character's head was coming down, because the air would be catching it and lifting it up and making that kind of shape. But because the head is going up instead, you want the hair to be pulling from its original position, because it's still hanging down there. Let me just delete this and do it on the right frame. So you want it kind of more like this.
I saw a really good tweet that was demonstrating it's kind of follow through. That's...
And then it would overshoot a little bit.
I can play.
And then it would settle down.
But it was showing the variance and follow through depending on the material. So it had more rigid and then more like loose material. Really good.
Todo. A little bit of anticipation here might be really nice too. As everything at the minute is moving at the same time, at the same rate. I like that little blur you have on the ears, that's nice. Everything is moving at the same time, all of the body parts. So try separating those out a bit. Like, have the head go down before it goes up here. Have the shoulders come into play. Separate out those movements a bit to make it feel a bit more organic. But definitely I think an antic here would be really nice, rather than just going straight into... I think the shorthand of like shaking the drawing around actually is working really well. It's a really expressive thing that you can do. That doesn't take a lot of effort in terms of getting the animation to convey. I really like it. I've seen a couple of people do this and I think it always looks really cool. I do see here, you've got these little layouts on the shoulders. They're very, very small. And I think I know what you're going for. To do what you're going for, I think you could push it bigger. If I'm right in thinking that it's like almost a shiver, you could have this run up the entire body from here. I love it when characters... like one of my favourite things. Sonic does it in the Sonic movie, and I'm like, that's so cute. Gets annoyed by something and he bristles.
Oh, hey, Free Glass, how you doing? I'm just gonna say, I really like you on the box when you're doing your little Wacom draw thing. I'm gonna build you a little platform that raises when you wanna when you're working this way.
Yeah, you could have the shake run all the way up the body. I think that'd be really nice. Ba 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 da ba ba da ba da. Yeah, I guess my overall notes on this are: don't be afraid to break away from your key drawings, and get a bit crazy with it. Like, don't be scared to get stupid with it, and don't be afraid to make big movements that justify the drag and follow through you're giving things either. And just watch that drag and follow through, that you know, like, what is the origin point of the dragging? Where is it dragging from and to? So that you can apply that drag in a way that makes sense with the physics of the character in the scene. So that it just feels better when you watch it. But other than that, I really like the acting. I think the character's super cute as well. I like the way that the feather goes up here with the ears. Like, the feather is a sentient part of this character. Protagonist says, I can absolutely admit I get weird about putting out work that looks rough. So it's time constraint definitely constrained my range of motion with it, I guess. Since my brain wants it to be clean. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. I'd say probably the most important thing then is get comfortable with showing people rough stuff. Get comfortable with being rough.
Yeah.
It's totally acceptable and fine to submit rough stuff for these challenges. Don't worry about it.
You'll probably benefit more from showing us your roughs.
Yeah.
From the type of feedback and the knowledge that Swifty has. She'll probably give you more feedback on the motion. Believe
me, I won't judge you. My rough stuff, I guarantee my rough stuff probably looks worse than yours does. There are things I have submitted to professional jobs where they have been basically scribbles. But so long as they work in the motion and convey the feeling that you're going for, I guess that's the main thing, right? You can totally do it. I believe in you. You know, you can obviously draw. So when you've got past the rough stage, you're going to make it look beautiful. But definitely going too clean too fast, I think, is one of the things that can make animations feel a little bit stiff, rigid. Great job. Thank you very much for submitting to the Animorning challenge. You completed the challenge. You did it. Alright, I'm going to hop over to No Twig. Is this a Doig I see? Is this a Doig I see? It looks like you're meant to be in the ship as well, because there's the window with the island outside.
Just had a small, like, Twitch chat conversation with Freeglass saying, like, they had no idea that we did this Animorning challenge thing.
Hey!
So let them know some stuff.
Yeah, we would love for you to submit to the next one if you're interested. The next one's Kaiju. It's to animate like a big, huge creature inside a city, and we'll give you footage to animate over.
Can we do Hinka first? Because they need to leave soon.
Yes, we can. Let's do Hinka! So this is Hinka Pinks. You guys might know Hinka is one of our mods. So what did Hinka say?
Hinka said, I was exceptionally slow on this one. I planned something longer, but I think since I directly tried to stay on model in this first rough pass, I lost time. But I really wanted the gestures to read, so I stuck to this level of detail. Should I work rougher next time? Besides, it was a fun to swing from emotion to emotion by filling out the action between the keys. It felt really nice and natural.
That's awesome. Before looking at it, I'd probably say that, yeah, probably the answer is always yes for should I do this rougher. If you feel like it was constraining you in the way that you were going about the animation, then yes. Like if it felt like it was a limitation. Let's have a look. Oh, it's nice and on model, isn't it?
That's nice.
Yeah. That's lovely. Great job. See. So I do feel like this bit here is a little bit sudden. the pop-up here. I think this feels like a stretch frame that I expect to settle out, and then it doesn't really settle out. Like, you unsquash it here, but it doesn't do much settling after that, and I think that's maybe the thing that's throwing me off a little bit. It feels like we could have more of a pause here to elongate that pause. Just because I think we need a little bit more time with this character. Yeah, I think we need just a little bit more time.
I didn't start the timer.
Let me see. Yeah, just a little bit. And show their eyes continuing to... Are they still reading here? It looks like they are. Because the eyes haven't left the paper yet. So maybe give their eyes a few twitches left and right to show that they are going over the part again. If you don't want them looking at the paper at this point, I'd raise their eyes from it. But if you do, and you want them to still be reading, then have a few eye darts in here as they absorb the information. And then you can go into this stretch frame. And then I think you want a few more frames to settle here. I like the suddenness of the pop-up, but I think to sell it, you need to then have the come down fleshed out a little bit more. And you might also need, I know that you don't want to hear it, but you might also need a new drawing. Just because this feels like such a punctuation that then I expect the eyes to narrow and the brows to come down again, rather than for them to pop immediately into their final facial expression and then hold that until the next pose. So I'd just adjust it a little bit, like bring the eyebrows down maybe a little bit, unwiden the eyes just a little bit, so that pop frame really feels like a pop frame.
No, pal, bro.
What is it?
It says read the new follower, dog. Thank you for the follow.
Who's the new follower?
I'm not... no, don't make me read it.
Why?
Don't make me read it.
How come?
No.
But... Oh.
It's PP Meister.
Yay! Thank you, PP Meister. Yeah, the hands are lovely.
Could you explain pop frame a bit more?
Yeah, sure thing. Who is asking?
Okay.
Pink, yeah. No problem. So, it's a spacing thing, basically. It's a great way to accent your scenes. So, sometimes pops are described as negative things in animation, but you can actually utilize them to your advantage in a lot of ways. In a lot of really fun ways. So, generally, a pop is when there is a sudden punctuation in the movement or break from the movement that doesn't feel like it fits with the rest of the overall movement. So if you have an arc where your frames are going like this, and then this is up here instead, then that would be a pop frame, because it feels like when the movement's going, it pops. But people use these a lot for when characters do takes or react to things. So, for example, in Tom and Jerry, you might have a character realize something, and then they will pop into this surprise frame and then settle back into just an astonished frame. And this pop here punctuates and accentuates the movement overall. Like, you could have them just go from this into this, like, and it would do the same thing, But that pop in the middle gives it a lot of life and vitality. It makes the movement more fun to watch, and it adds more spring and suddenness to it. Do you want an anticipation for a pop frame? You can have one. Yeah, you can definitely have one. You can have... You can have this
Breakdowns.
instead. Yeah. That's a breakdown or anticipation. You can have there. You can anticipate the anticipation. You know. Now I'm just animating. Beholders are drawing to get more and more scratty. So up, then down, then up, then down. You can settle out of that and go up again. You can do all kinds of things. But the point is that that main accent there, the pop, it gives a lot of life and feeling to the movement. And I'd say that's what you have going on here.
Don't delete them. Stop it. Undo.
There. That's what you need. Pop. So I would say that this feels like a pop. So then after that, I'd expect to settle down. Because you wouldn't generally have your character pop immediately into the accent frame in one frame and then just hold it. Like, you want some... It's essentially overshoot. You want some overshoot. It's an expressive overshoot frame. But XX, that show you is not good, no. So for this, he pops up, his eyes widen, his expression's the most extreme it's going to get. And then we settle back down into a slightly less exaggerated version of that expression. And you would have a few more frames of him just like settling down into that position. You know? You might even want to like delay the hand so that everything isn't popping at once. So that it draws more attention to the head because that's the thing that's moving the most. So it's the thing that draws viewers' eyes the most. Just looking at this pose. I feel like we're shrinking some of the shoulders just a little bit. I'm being really nitpicky now because you've left me no choice. So I think the shoulders were shrinking a little bit from this pose into this. I made them a little bit wide here. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. And again, I'd probably give it a few more frames just easing into this. Just easing. Just easing is the main thing. And what I like to do, I think I said this a little bit yesterday, is I like to offset each part of the animation cell. So I would probably have the body finish settling and then give the head a few more frames, then give the expression a few more frames to settle. Like, is he kind of squinting down here because he's trying to see it closer? Because he's still got his eyes glued to the thing. So it implies to me that he's like reading it again, trying to get a closer look, trying to really scrutinize it. In which case I'd have a few frames afterwards of like his head getting even lower, his eyebrows crunching in even more. Maybe have the lower lids come up as he narrows his eyes, trying to understand. Maybe shrink that mouth just a little bit more. Maybe he tenses his fist a little bit more. Generally just thinking about continuing that movement, carrying it on, and offsetting each element of the body to the thing you want the audience to look at the most. You probably want that thing to settle last. So I end up having the character's expressions and eyes settle last, generally, because that's where I want the viewers to be looking. So, you know, with him coming down here, I'd probably settle the shoulders first and then have the head continue to come down, and then have the expression continue to evolve into its final frame.
That is a good note, huh? Abra's got a little like note emote, but that point of you having the thing that you want the viewers to be looking at to settle last is quite a good rule of thumb.
Humans are T-Rexes. They can only see movement. So whatever is moving in the scene is what they're going to be looking at. Or whatever is contrasting most in the scene. So for example, you guys have probably heard this before. But if you have, say like, we have a child with a teddy bear and they're just standing there not doing anything, and you have a bunch of people on a crosswalk and in a crowd walking like around behind them, maybe like walking in front of the camera and stuff too, we're going to look at the point of contrast. So all this stuff is moving. Your eyes are going to focus on the single still thing in the composition, which is the kid. But likewise, if you have an animated scene like this, whatever is moving is what people are going to look at. And whatever you have move last is where the eye is probably going to settle. Like, for example, if this character was looking at this piece of paper and then the last thing they did was put the paper down on the table, we would end up looking at the piece of paper on the table, not at their face. So if you want people to look at the face or the eyes, which is where people are generally drawn to the most, because we like being able to see what people are thinking and taking emotional cues from what we're looking at, then you generally want that part, because that's where people will want to be looking, to be the last part to settle. Isn't even my final frame! I use that a lot. I hope that is helpful, Hinka. I'm sorry I don't have any big drawing notes for you. Pose is really nice. I think the acting's nice and subtle. I think you could just push the cells a little bit more and separate things out a little bit more.
Good feedback. Thanks, India.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, try to have things start and stop moving at different rates, rather than have everything start moving and stop moving at the same time.
I think we have time for one more. Pablo, I downloaded your clip, but is it okay if we do Artie? Oh, there's Snow Twig and Artie. Oh, goddamn. I have to leave at 10. I took too much time in the morning. I'm really sorry, guys.
Okay, Doig.
I thought we had until 10:30, but I got messaged to have a meet at 10.
I don't have till 10:30 anyway. Like I said, I have a deadline today.
Okay.
Okay, so No Twig. Do you want to read out what they said?
Yeah.
Tomorrow part 3. Yeah, ironically, these are probably the fastest reviews we've done. But also, this is one of the reviews where it's actually taking 3 days.
I spent a lot more time than I probably should have on this, so I'll probably take a break from animating at least until the next challenge. This was fun for the most part. I did it straight ahead, at least to start with, which is probably why it took so long. There are some bits that I don't think are really necessary, and if I did pose to pose, I think it would have saved me a lot of time, effort, and hand cramps, instead of going with the flow of my idea. I felt like I just had to completely animate my idea when I got to remember to animate it out rough and take it slow. We'll try to do this next time. All in all, it was a fun theme, fun to animate, and at least the majority of it. First challenge of the year hype. Looking forward to another year full of fun animated Animorning challenges.
Best challenge of the year! Woo! 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 Oh, we'll totally review yours, definitely. I guess we'll just do the last 2 tomorrow, if that's okay. But yeah, let me hit play on this. Let's have a look at what Snow Twig has done.
I'm reading YouTube comments.
Oh my gosh, the smile. The smile that you have.
Oh my gosh.
Did you see the longer Lego outside the window?
No.
Look, there they are. They walk.
Oh my gosh.
I like them. I totally get the impression that they're walking. That's like really nice to be able to see that it's a walk cycle, even though it's just 2 lines outside. Great job. Let's see. So advice I can give you. Let's see. There are some bits here where I feel like you don't need to be redrawing the cube that is Doig's head. You could just redraw the eyes here, or if you want the mouth to be a changing expression, you could redraw that as well. But it doesn't feel like, unless you want the head to be rotating, in which case the eyes would be rotating as well.
The antlers in the ear would be too.
Yeah. Unless you want the entire head rotating, there's really no need to keep redrawing it, so that would probably save you some time.
Let me demonstrate.
Here he goes. Nice use of smear frame there, by the way. Like that a lot. Yeah, this is all real nice. See? I'd say for that pose, just look to keep maintaining that negative space if you can. Think about silhouette. And if he's bringing it up to his head, maybe have him lean down a little bit more too. So that head's getting close. Lean towards. And it's getting closer to the silhouette. I'll make sure that the negative space. Whoops. There we go. I accidentally hit spacebar with my hand. Sure the negative space there is readable. That's lead in and bring up at the same time. Da, 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 da. And then this is like anticipation. If you're going to squash the head, remember that as well as being squashed down vertically, it's got to be the same amount of meat. So make sure you squash it out as well. Think of it like you were squashing a rubber ball or a pudding. Like it's going to splidge out the sides if you press down on it, because the offset volume of it needs to go somewhere.
I'm a muffin top.
So it's just squashing down. I maybe made him splay out a bit too much, but make sure that you, if you reduce the size vertically, increase the size horizontally, and vice versa. And then, yeah, nice stretch frame. Same here, rather than just scaling up, make sure you also scale in, because it needs to look like it's the same amount of meat. So he would thin out here. It just adds to contrast. So when it comes to squash and stretch,
I think India dropped her headphones or something.
I did, sorry. This doesn't look as good as this. So yeah, this feels like it's actually stretching the bottom one here, because you can see the sides splooging out. You can see them sucking back in as it pulls itself up. Here, it kind of looks like you're just masking the top of it, and then revealing more of it. So make sure that for squash frames, vertical squish, and then what am I saying? What am I trying to say? Vertical squish, horizontal bigger. I don't know. Bigger. And then stretch is
well, it's the thing
vertical
is
stretch.
squash. The animation principle isn't squash or stretch. It's squash and stretch. So as the volume squashes down, it stretches out, and as it stretches up, it squashes in.
Yeah. They're the same, essentially. It just depends which way you're doing it.
Yeah, it's whether it's moving the volume in towards itself or out from its center.
Yeah. So if you're going up, make sure that you remember to not just transform upwards. And then there's a squash frame here, so same thing. Make sure that if his entire body is thing that you squash that outwards. And then I think here you could use some more settle. Because we have this anticipation. You could even add some more frames of anticipation here too. And then we have a pop up and a bounce back. But everything is only done on like one pose each. But you need multiple to make it feel animated and like it's moving. So I think you need more settle here. A few more frames.
What if Julia won the raid poll?
Well done.
Well done, Julie.
So you can either have him settle back up into this. So you would in between some tight in-betweens of him coming back up. Or you could animate it like this is overshot again and animate him coming down into this pose. Whatever you'd prefer. It'd be lovely to see this change of expression reflected a little bit in the rest of the body. So if he's shocked and then he's smiling, it feels like he would like relax his posture. He's happy, right? He's got some good news. So let's like relax him holding the letter. And wash him a little bit as he like splays out and sags down and relaxes. Like maybe his head would come down a little bit. He's less tense. Letting it all hang out now. And then he turns towards the camera. Nice rotation here. Good job.
Okay, we're gonna have to call it here, Swifty.
Okay. I do think you seem to have there's this stumbling block I've seen a couple of times today, which is just that everything moves at the same time. So everything starts moving on this frame and everything stops moving on that frame. And I think learning to use offsets, learning to drag bits of motion behind other bits of motion is going to really help a lot of people today. Make their animations feel more organic and more believable. If it's okay, I'll continue this one tomorrow because there's a little bit at the end.
Yeah, that's cool with me. It's just because it's 10.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys so much for
Okay,
being
everyone.
here. We're sorry it took a while to get started, but thank you to everyone who was submitting for the Animorning challenge.
Yeah, that's a big my fault. I didn't realize my discussion would go on for as long as it did.
Okay.
But thank
gonna
you for
head off.
indulging me. And we're gonna head off, yeah. Alright, everyone. Hope you enjoy your time with Julia. She's very friendly and approachable and cool. What I don't know what she's
And
up to
until
today.
next
but
time.
Until next time. May the rest
Of your day.
be filled
With
adventure.
Adventure.
Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow.